Redick will be introduced as the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers today. Oh, and it's his birthday. Happy birthday, JJ. A star at Duke, then played 15 years in the NBA before joining ESPN. This will be LeBron's fourth head coach since he joined LA. All right, Magic Johnson saying this: I'm cautiously optimistic that this new hire is a success for both the Lakers and JJ Redick. If he can bring how he played professionally to the Lakers, this could work out. But will his transition from star basketball player to head coach end up like Steve Kerr, Jason Kidd, Ty Lue, or Doc Rivers, or the former NBA players turned coaches who weren't successful? Okay, so as you can see there's quite a few that were without the head coaching experience. Shannon, I know this one's a little personal for you, your Lake show. I mean, you only show up when they're winning, but that's a story for another day. So I don't know if you'll ever see JJ or not. Shannon, no, seriously. What are your thoughts on him getting the job?
Well, look, I don't think there's a question, Stephen and Molly, that as far as X's and O's, he knows that the insides and out. He knows how to attack a defense. He knows what a defense should do to take away the best player or the best couple of players. But at the end of the day, it comes back to leading men. How will he be able to lead men? How does he now? It seems to like, okay, he has a great relationship with LeBron James. They do a podcast together. So clearly, in order for them to do a podcast together, they had to have some type of communication, because the likelihood of you just putting something together and having it be as good as it is not very likely. So there probably had been some communications before they actually went public and put this podcast together. Anthony Davis, also, what's going to be his role? I think the main thing is, can he get those two big guns to buy in? If he can get those big guns, because that's what it comes down to. If you look at Phil Jackson, the success, you look at any great coach, he gets their best players to buy in, and then everybody else don't really have a choice. So if he can convince LeBron James and Anthony Davis that he knows what the hell he's talking about, and he can lead them, and they say, you know what? We've tried a lot. And LeBron is like, man, look, I had Luke Walton, I had Frankie V, I had Darvin Ham. You know, now I finally got somebody that I believe that's on my level intellectually. I think it could work. But it's going to be very, very interesting. Now, the guys that Magic mentioned, Steve Kerr got a prime Steph Curry. Ty Lue got a prime LeBron James. Doc Rivers had a prime. He got a Paul Pierce. Now, AD is still in his prime. LeBron is a little past his prime, but he's still a damn good player. I'm anxious to see JJ do his thing. I'm hoping for the best, but as Magic said, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Magic Johnson was absolutely right to be cautiously optimistic. He is Earvin Magic Johnson. He's one of the great, great basketball minds and champions that we've ever seen, and he is a Laker for life. So there's no one more qualified to speak on this than him. I agree with him about that, but I believe in JJ Redick. And I believe that JJ Redick knows the game inside and out. I think he's a brilliant mind. And again, I don't think anybody's questioning that and whether or not he's deserving of the opportunity. Mark Jackson had never coached, and he got a coaching job. Steve Kerr hadn't coached, and he got a coaching job. Obviously, Steve Nash didn't coach before, and he had gotten a coaching job. Doc Rivers came out of the booth. He got a coaching job. So this is the latest in the line of that. And if others preceded JJ Redick in getting this opportunity, I wish him nothing but the best. I know I'm rooting for him for a multitude of reasons, not just because we know him personally, having worked here with him at ESPN, but also because, damn it, if he wins, the Lakers are relevant. And if the Lakers are relevant, that's more time in Southern California. Who the hell's going to complain about that? So let's get that out the way. All right. Now, having said all of that, I think it's important, Shannon, that and I want to say this to you, Shannon. You got your platforms. I have mine, but we also have this. And there's a lot of misnomers that get put out there, and there's nothing wrong with using this opportunity to defend ourselves in terms of the accuracy with things that we say. I have no problem. You have no problem being held accountable for what we actually say and do. It's when people make stuff up with their lying, sorry ass selves that it ticks us off. Now, having said all of that, let me be very, very clear to everybody involved. Nobody at this network that I know of is rooting against JJ Redick. Nobody is bringing up race and all of this other stuff. Does Sam Cassell deserve an opportunity? Sure.
Yes.
It doesn't mean he had to get the Los Angeles Lakers job. We're not holding J.J. Redick accountable for that. J.J. Redick and his team was approached by Maverick Carter, and Maverick Carter convinced LeBron James to do all of this. Nobody's throwing any shade on J.J. Redick for that. I'm not even throwing shade on LeBron doing it. If you remember correctly, Shay, I was like, yo, we were celebrating the fact that this podcast started. It's when we saw the actual content they had engaged in, knowing Darvin Ham was on a hot seat, that questions propped up. Wait a minute, is this an ideal situation for LeBron James to be in or to allow yourself to be in, knowing that Darvin Ham is in that situation? Then he loses the job, and the guy you doing the podcast with ends up becoming a leading candidate for the job. I mean, damn, that didn't look good. So
optics are everything, Stephen A.
Optics are everything. And by the way, let me say this for the platform of First Take, even though I said it on the Stephen A. Smith Show, let me repeat it again to let everybody know I didn't stutter, okay? Black coaches called the black commentator to complain about a black superstar doing a podcast while his black head coach was on the hot seat before he ultimately lost the damn job. What does that have to do with white folks? Some things are none of your damn business.
Nothing.
It was a black on black thing, but you got other folks who will remain nameless working for other networks with their irrelevant ass selves, popping their junk, okay? And the fact of the matter is, it has absolutely positively nothing to do with that. It's about the fact that this situation ended up looking the way that it looks optically, and now LeBron James is going to have to go out on that basketball court with what you said, Shay, knowing that JJ's got to walk into that locker room with what Udonis Haslem said in terms of, hey, when JJ talks, you're going to have people raising that proverbial eyebrow, wondering whether it's coming from him or whether it's coming from LeBron. Yeah. All those things you're going to have to deal with. That's just the reality of the situation.
Like I said, optics is everything in this situation. I wish JJ nothing but the best. I was never put off by JJ and LeBron having a podcast. Because Club Shay Shay is fine and well. Shay Shay Media, we do what we do. They do what they do. I'm not in.
That's right.
Because here's the thing, Stephen A. You know why? Because I'm not in competition, so I don't feel I need to knock them off from anything. Y'all do y'all thing. I do my thing. Stephen A. does his thing. Everybody else does their thing. We talk. We do what we do. There's enough money to go around for everybody. And if they run out of money, we've seen in the pandemic, the U.S. government will print more. So we're good on the money issue.
And I've honestly said this, Shay. You talked about how you don't know Darvin Ham that well. Well, I do. I've been covering the NBA for 30 years. I'm going to repeat this one last time. There isn't a single locker room in the NBA or front office in the NBA where I don't know somebody, if not a multitude of people. That's what comes along with sitting there and covering a league for 30 damn years.
3 decades.
And so when you say, when I say something, you could sit up there and poo-poo it all you want to. You could dismiss it all you want to. I didn't sit up there and say that I felt this way. I said I got calls. Are we really doubting that I got calls from black coaches who were complaining about LeBron James doing a podcast with an aspiring coach while his black coach was on the hot seat? Are we really thinking that didn't happen? You know, sometimes people got to use their common sense and understand whether right or wrong, that's how people feel. But that's no knock against JJ Redick whatsoever. He was doing a great job with his podcast. I think he's going to do a great job as a coach. I know that I'm rooting for him. I'm happy for him. And I think that the man knows basketball and he's worthy of this opportunity. I think he'll make the most out of it. But that does not absolve LeBron from the optics of the situation he played a role in creating. That's all. That's all.
Hey, what you're failing to realize is not the message, it's the messenger.
It's the messenger.
If people, are upset with the messenger, they'll disregard the message. I just heard Tom Brady on Colin Cowherd's show, Love Colin.
That's right.
And he was explaining, like, he goes to the line, and, like, Coach Belichick did him a great job because he would go to the line, they have 150 plays. And he would say, like, okay, in this play right here, only this can blow it up. So my job, I said a lot of the things that what he was saying because what Coach Belichick could do because of the great defensive mind. He can say, Tom, in this formation, this is where you're vulnerable. What you would probably need to get to because I'm vulnerable here. I've been saying that, but people poo-poo because the message was coming from me. So it wasn't what I was saying wasn't true. It's that they didn't want to hear it from me. Tom has said, when he's talking about a mindset, I say a lot of the same thing. So that's what we had. Stephen A., you got to get me and you talk. Now we've been huddled up. We got to develop more armor skin because they're gonna come. They're gonna come.
Oh, I got
okay
that,
with
bro.
It.
You okay with it? I flourish in it. I flourish in it. And they gave me an excuse. I mean, I'm trying to be nice. I mean, it's summertime coming out. Molly, I'm in a good mood. I'm in a sunshine state. I mean, I got a lot of good things going on. I'm trying to be nice, but I mean, this is my lane.
Stephen
this doesn't bother me at all.
Let me go.
And I am a little bit.
Let me tell you what this is. It's called New Level, New Devil.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to commercial break. I want to say happy birthday again. Thank you. Happy birthday. Sometimes I have gems, if you listen to me. Happy birthday to JJ Redick, and huge congrats on the job. We'll keep it rolling, guys. A lot more to tackle
Congratulations,
today.
JJ.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, it's too fun.